Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Aesop Frock Day. Today, we're going to be reacting to the active element from Aesop and Blockhead off of Peanuts in Your Mouth. This was suggested by Damian Perry over on the Buy Me a Coffee. So, thank you, Damian, for the suggestion. And I just want to say a quick shout out. Damian copped the first deluxe edition of my EP Dabda over on the Buy Me a Coffee page. I got it there for download. It's up for streaming right now as well. So thank you for all the support to Damien and everybody else who has joined the Buy Me a Coffee as well. If you guys haven't, check out that link in the description. There's a lot of fun stuff over there. Discord, BTS, you name it. We like to have a good time. But without any further ado, let's get right into this. Let's see what the active element is all about. Let's see what Ace got to say. Let's see what Blockhead got on the beat. Let's get it, y'all.
I pilot a lion heart. My polar halves negotiated. Right. Shook upon the difference between tumbleweed and sacred. Read a hostile gospel attributed to land shark apostle squad and froze the hideous image like hostile flies. Bad up in the belfry.
Okay. Before we get into it too deep, I like the start here. Nice beginning. Kind of like mysterious. A little like when he said tumbleweed, the first thing that came to my mind even before that was like Western almost. Like there's something about that like guitar, whatever stringed instrument that is exactly. Given that kind of like I can feel the wind, I can feel the sand, tumbleweeds rolling by. It's just like silent out in the new frontier or the old frontier, I guess at this point. Space, the final frontier. But which is where we've been with most of what Aesop has put out recently. But really cool way to start it. Kind of like off kilter, sideways type of vibe. Let's see where it goes from here.
Halves negotiated. Right. Shook upon the difference between tumbleweed and sacred. Read a hostile gospel attributed to land shark apostle squad and froze the hideous image like hostile flies. Bad up in the belfry. Help me. I wanna be the reinvention of fire in the most stagnant tension basket. Fenced in a cognitive learning facility built by the makers of stinger repellent with fresh as the active element. Bag of bricks rope to a Saturn atlas.
I really like how he started with bad up in the belfry, help me. And it was just like a one liner non sequitur. And then he goes into the rest of the flow. Nice way to start it. A little bit more calm in the delivery and everything. He's not really pushing too hard, just kind of walking along with the beat. The mix is definitely a little bit rougher, everything feels like just a little bit thinner than maybe something that we've heard recently from Ace or Blockhead, like Garbology would be a good example of a couple of the tracks we've listened to off of there. But still a nice sound. It's got a cool vibe to it. And I definitely think this is a little bit old on the older side. Yeah, so from 2000. So we going back. Crazy to think 2000 is 25 years ago already. But I guess I'm 27, so that's blows my mind every day. But regardless, let's keep this rolling. And there's a Decca track where he uses a bat in the belfry bar. I'm wondering if that was an Ace reference now. I didn't have that connection to make previously.
Repellent with fresh as the active element. Bag of bricks rope to a Saturn atlas. Soak the madness. And I swear I knew fresh air to the goblin cried. Fuck the rap and rose. Most soloists cannot defend the mighty kingdoms that their passages propose. That's why I am the rose. New day, new reign, same old aches and pains, same old emaciated frame game, same name. Spring water ain't enough anymore. I wanna see the river and bottle my own crystal drizzle liquid dinner. Well, aren't we the
Bottle my own liquid crystal drizzle? What the hell is happening? The vocal layering is working really well. It's kind of like it's cool to see the phases of Ace cuz that style of vocal layering is something we've seen him refine as his tracks have gone on. It still works well here, but it's cool to see it in the earlier stages where it was still developing. The vocal, it's a little mixed more down into the middle of the beat rather than sitting on top of it. Maybe that was an artistic choice. Personally, I like to have my vocals right on top of that instrumental. I want, I wrote it, I said it, I want y'all to hear that shit. And that's generally how I feel about other people's music as well. There are a couple places where it's a little hard to hear exactly what he's saying just because he's still so verbose, but now we have things kind of wrapped around it instead of sitting underneath it. But it's still got a nice sound to it. Still that classic Ace delivery, that kind of like venomous, pointed delivery that he's got.
Bottle my own crystal drizzle liquid dinner. Well, are we the phoenix of irritant method? Here to steer the flock out the farmland while every shepherd rested with a head on the wall of sovereignty's halls. I'll be the head shaker in a sea of nodding novelty dolls. Let's rush the arena, flush the pipe dreamer, touch the skull of each and everything, everything. I am a scarecrow, bullied by the bullies, but the masses had him walking in circles like eyelashes through the madness. One say, one rain, one cold, one pole.
Yeah, some really nice rhymes, some repetition of the first consonant too, with masses and madness and that little scheme right there. We're getting some new elements coming into the instrumental here as well. The kit, really nice, kind of like a boom bappy vibe. It's kind of like harsh and cutting through. And then we got this like really gentle stringed instrument. It almost feels like keys, but the way it plucks really feels like a string. And it almost has like a Japanese-esque vibe to it. Like if you've ever pulled up like Japanese type beat, they always got like some type of strings playing in there. And like the pattern and the progression of the notes in it is just evoking that type of feeling. But it's nice, man. I like it. You know, Western, Japanese Western. That's the type of movie I'm trying to watch on the weekend.
One brain, one cold, one poem, one way, one plane, one road, one home, one stray, one pain, one foe, one zone, one element too many made a hungry man moan. And I'll be leaving now, and I'm worrying, I'll be leaving.
And that's a cool idea on the hook there to be like one thing, dun 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 dun. Like the back to back repetition and then moving on and just doing that every time works well. It's like it like bridges that like catchy musical type of gap with like a more like rap focused gap. Why'd I say gap? With like a more rap focused style. Like interesting way to do that, but it also gives a nice break from just the complexity of his verse, which is always good to have that balance. You can't just murder your listeners the whole time. You gotta give them a reprieve for a moment here and there.
I'll be leaving now, and I'm not worrying. I'll be leaving now, for real money is good. I'll be leaving now, I'll be leaving now. Everybody plug into the bludgeon. Follow your hunch and align the hunt. Collection of counted blessings in abundance. Once in a crescent moon, I'll adapt to capture the essence. As breathless participants fishing dissonant ventures. Heads gathered from every battered aspect of the mortal.
Yeah. Really nice transition there. Ace's voice sounds so clear without that main layer of the melody coming in. And I think what we're discovering right there in that moment is that the issue we're having might not be that Ace's voice isn't loud enough or anything, but more so that his vocal is occupying such a similar frequency range to that of the melody that we're having destructive interference between them, and then we're getting less vocal power, even though technically it's the same vocal in the same sound in the same mix, just minus an instrument, if that makes sense. I know I'm kind of delving into a little bit of more of the technical. So yeah, I'd say something with the EQs could probably be tweaked in there. Maybe there's some type of other effects you can use as well. Maybe even like a side chained compressor like people would do with kicks and bass. But like something in there could be slightly adjusted, and I think it would help Ace's vocal come out further while still maintaining the feeling of that melody and the overall feeling of the track. But still, very, very well done. Very well done.
Batted aspect of the mark to swap gossip, point what's and who's hungry, and who's parched. And it gets tiring, wiring the populace into granted a list of accomplishments beyond basic resonance. Stick figure standard attention deficit, and all's well that blends well with a warm hazardous combine. Thick as thieves are they? I bully the woolly mammoth and champs germinate frantic to claim to the wino migration examine. Eager to spore my.
He's mentioned bullying a couple times in this. Right now, he's bullying a woolly mammoth. But it seems like that's a little bit of a recurrent theme in this track.
Germany frantic, declare to the wino migration examine. Eager to spore motley mosaic, illustrate ball and pen dragon. I'm from a pool flooded with punishment. 10. I see drunken sailors pilot their vessel to split the lighthouse, laughing brown bag liquor blister on their way home from the bloodbath. Half angel with broken halo, half primitive rugrat. Spoken for by wildlife's hybrid mutations and slum cats. Doomed for the dominion, sluggish postures. Y'all wait a lifetime just to pierce these spears through the bellies of every monster.
Yeah, I love the snare. It's so dry, it's so precise. It just cuts through just every time. Beautiful. I think we might have just gotten a Doom reference, or maybe he was just using the word Doom in a broader sense of the definition. I was listening to Ask Anyone again recently, so I'm always looking for Ace to show Doom some love. But yeah, great delivery, super clean rhymes. The punches hit so hard, especially with those extra vocal layers. Like he hit just the word examine at one point within the past few bars, and it just so crispy. It feels great. And I'm thinking maybe the overall mix has changed actually, because his vocal still feels much more present and much more clear than it did at the beginning. So maybe the beginning really was supposed to feel kind of like shrouded and clouded, or whatever you might say to describe that. And then now, like, his vocals really popping through, the sun's popping through the clouds, the daylight has come, if you will.
Spoken for by wildlife's hybrid mutations and slum cats. Doomed for the dominion, sluggish postures. Y'all wait a lifetime just
Yeah, Doom for the Dominion. Really love that repetition there. And then just Doom for the Dominion, sluggish posture. Like the interjection, the change of inflection is so powerful in his delivery.
sluggish postures. Y'all wait a lifetime just to pierce these spears through the bellies of every monster. 10 little warriors sit on the picket fence, monitoring themselves for protection and nonsense. Catapult the stone and struck the leader in the back and marked the beauty as the other 9 warrior worlds collapse. One day, one brain, one code, one poem, one way, one plane, one road, one home, one string, one pain, one foe, one zone, one element. Too many made a hungry man moan. And I'll be leaving now. Cool, now get it. I'll be leaving now. Cool.
Yeah, and this hook section is so interesting because we get a whole bunch of repetition, then we get a unique line in the middle that's like a full bar's worth, and then we go back to repetition, and then I guess at this point we're probably gonna fade out. Maybe we'll have a super short verse left before the end, maybe a double repetition of the hook, some type of bridge. Who knows? There's a lot of ways you could go from here, and knowing Ace and Blockhead, they could go any direction. I'm sure it'll be good. But yeah, really, really well done. Let's bring this back. I want to catch that like middle line of the hook, the half point line.
One pain, one foe, one zone, one element. Too many made a hungry man moan. And I'll be leaving.
One element too many made a hungry man moan. Interesting. If I'm hearing that wrong, let me know. But I like the feel of that, man. It's cool. Add a little bit of complexity back into the hook, and then dump you back into a little repetition, and then boop. We'll see where we go from there. Let's get it.
I'll be leaving now. Cool, now get it. I'll be leaving now. Cool, money, no doubt. Y'all be leaving now. Yo, listen, I'm on my way out the door. Yo, I'll be leaving now. I'll be leaving now. I mean, the door's open. It's cool. Way out the front door, and I'll be leaving now. Forget it. I'll be leaving now. It's cool. I'll be leaving now. No, I'll be leaving now. I'll be leaving now.
And just the repetition of like, I'll be leaving now. Like, I'll be leaving now. I'll be leaving now. I'll be leaving now. It's it's like, where are you going? What you gonna do? Who told you to leave? Honestly, I want more. Stay, Ace, please. Rap more for us. And also, we gotta talk about this artwork. The Blockhead, I've never seen his face before. I assume this is his face. Being photoshopped onto Charlie Brown's body, just amazing. Love it. It's beautiful. It just really fits the vibe, man. Like he just looks so dead in the eyes. There's something about it that's killing me. And then the Sherlock hat, that's just wacky.
Way out the front door, yo. I'll be leaving now. I'll be leaving now. I'm gonna pick up some cigarettes. I'm gonna take a walk.
And that like atmospheric layer in the background is super welcome. It feels like some type of woodwind or something, maybe like flute or who knows, could be a synth. There's a million different options, but having that like nice open reverby wide sound in the background really just kind of like fills your ear, kind of fills in those gaps, the edges especially too, just makes it feel like you're in the place of this song. You're not just listening to the song. Beautifully done. That was awesome, man. That was awesome. I really enjoyed that. That was the active element from Aesop Rock and Blockhead, or I guess probably Blockhead and Aesop Rock. But thank you again to Damian Perry for the suggestion and grabbing that deluxe edition of Dabda. Truly, all the support really does help. And thank you to everybody else that supports, even you guys who just spend your time and invest that in me by watching the videos. Truly do appreciate it. So, thank you all. Much love. Check out the link tree in the description if you want to find some more fun stuff. And I will see you all next time.